Hi, I'm Mark from Dark Forest Bushcraft, and thanks for joining me on another video. Today we are going to be exploring different tinders you can find just by looking around you in the wilderness, and the correct use of a ferro rod or fire flash, whichever way you want to call it. So let's get to it. This is a silver birch. As you can see, the properties of this is that the bark flakes off, so what you do is just daintily peel off the bark where you can see it shedding, which is what I'm doing right now. Just being careful not to go too deep, and there you go. This is cattail. If I just pan across to the rest of them, they often grow in groups, and the late autumn, winter months they start going fluffy, and any sort of fluffy down off plants like this will actually take a spark straight away. Didn't exactly need to go far to show you what I'm talking about here. There's an old one from the winter, hasn't really... As you can see, I just got it right from the bank. It's fluffy down heads, it's exactly the same. Greater reed mace is another name for it, and that will just take it, because it's fluffy, that will take a spark. So we'll take that right now. We've collected birch bark, we've collected a cattail head. Now, because we've collected those with our bare hands, now I'm going to contradict myself now and use my knife. No, this isn't for preparing the tinder. No, still doing that by hand. This is to use against the ferro rod. Now, the problem I have seen when people are using their ferro rod, they're using the supplied scraper. It's all very well and good, but most of the time it's coated, and most of the time it's not even sharp enough to get a decent spot. Oh yes, you can get a decent flash off it to light an alcohol stove or even a gas burner. Yeah, you don't need that much of a spark. But when you are lighting natural tinders, that's when you need to drive off as much material off that ferro rod as you can. That's why I'm contradicting myself, because this knife has a 90-degree spine. You can see how flat it is and how sharp those corners are. Not deadly sharp, obviously, but sharp enough. It's at a 90-degree angle. And then there's quite obviously the fire steel itself, or the fire flash, ferro rod, whichever way you wish to call it. I mean, yeah, that's usually the kind of sparks I see day in, day out from people. That's, like I said, all very well and good if you're lighting an alcohol stove or a gas burner, but what you need to do, I need to move this out of the way, is you need to drive off that is what you need to drive off. That is what you need to do. So if I give another demonstration this side, now you can't get that off one of those supplied scrapers. Right, now to the business of actually lighting this stuff that we've collected. Stay with me. Right, so we've picked some of our down material from the cattail, and what we do is we fluff it up, twist it, so we've got a nice fluffy mound. Okay. What we do is we want to tease the fibres out, so in effect we're fluffing it up. Now, this is only a demonstration how to ignite natural tinders, so I'm not going to build a big campfire just yet out of this. This is just to show you how it's done. So One of the other techniques I neglected to show was the using this part of your bevel on your knife, because this, even on a Mora, although it's short on a Mora, it's going to be flat 90 degrees if the rest of your knife isn't. So you can use that to drive off just the same amount of material, but in a more precise area. So if I wanted to get under there instead of here, I could just do that.
This is where I decided to get some more of the material for you and show you from other angles, as well as deliberately char it freshly for you live, so you can actually see what's happening, so you can actually see for yourself another way to light your material if yours happens to be stubborn.
As you can see, that is smouldering. You could blow that into flame, as well as using the flames initially to light other tinders or other smalls, like your smaller sticks, your twigs. Okay. As you can see, we've got a bit of a coal there as well. If I just blow onto it. And that was after we lit it and it went out. So even if it does go out, you've got still a way to light fire, because it will be a burning coal like this that you can use to blow it into flame, as long as you've got a decent tinder bundle, which we will cover in another video. So while that's smouldering away, to recap, you just get your tinder out, fluff it up, give it a big nice spark, and in flames it goes. Okay? As you can see, the difference between that one and this one, the flame didn't last so long. That was because I just quickly teased it. You really need to prepare it, fluff it out as much as possible, not cutting corners, because otherwise it just won't work. And it also needs to be bone dry as well. So we'll just make sure this is all loose, and there you go. Burns a hell of a lot better. As you can see, this one is still burning away. Actually, it's getting a bit too hot to hold now, but you get the gist. So that's how you light cattail. This is some of the birch I collected. As you can see, it's small, papery slithers. Now what you want to do is, sometimes it will be in more than one layer, so you obviously separate those layers like so, and also keep them in a wide area. Of course, to light your smalls in the next stages of your fire, you'd obviously need a bit more than this, just so it all catches nicely, or you could, again, you could just blow it into flame. Right, now again, this is just for ignition purposes only, so, but the reason why I'm laying it out so, you know, widespread is so that it's got more of a chance to catch a spark. It needs to be paper thin like this in order to catch a spark, otherwise it won't work, and you need to then use your knife to fluff up little curls and then ignite it that way. Of course, there's nothing wrong with doing that. This stuff lights whether it's wet or dry. So again, same principle. Drive off that material if you can get it in one place. If you can't get it in one place, use the technique I just showed you, and we have flame. As I said, that method is more controlled. You can be a bit more precise with it, so you know where the sparks land. And that's basically how you light a tinder. Thanks for joining me on another video. This is about tinder you can just pick with your hands and then light with a fire flash. I hope it's been useful to you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be out with a video as soon as I can. Thank you.